Good evening.
Henry,
Good evening, Dave.
good evening.
Look at you in the dark.
And the darkly painted room. It's not really. I'm not really in the dark.
No, but it looks fancy.
It is a little bit fancy. I'm in the studio tonight. That's not normal for me to do shows from in here, but here we are. It's so
Hey, I like
bright.
that.
It's so bright out there
I
in the
like
next
the
room.
I like the mic. It sounds good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is my favorite microphone. It is an MXL V63M, and it's got a it's wired with Megami gold wiring, and it's a nice mic.
Yeah, it's
But
a
it's
nice
not
It
terribly
sounds like
expensive, believe it or not.
it sounds like you're doing Pandora on Light 96.7.
Adds a little yeah.
It does. It gives you some
baby.
I like this is a fun mic. And I'm not a big audio visual guy.
Right.
What did you tell me this was? Did you tell me?
Samsung mic. Yeah.
Yes, it's Samsung.
It says that right there. Not Samsung, but Samson. Like,
Samsung.
Like, don't let Delilah get anywhere near it.
No. Do you know who Delilah is?
I do. I doubt she uses Samson mics.
I met Delilah.
She's got a high dollar setup. I'm sure of it.
Oh, I'm sure. I met Delilah back in the day when I was in radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was doing the 9 o'clock hour on Delilah, and we were selling that show a lot. And she was in town, and she came by the radio station, and I was like, "You don't look anything like I thought you would." But she's got a nice.
Isn't she like? She's a white lady with curly hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I think
much
I've seen her.
shorter.
Yeah, she does look short. Yeah,
she's tiny, but she had a soothing voice, and I was working for Light 96.7 at the beach, so it was yacht rock kind of stuff.
Yacht rock.
I'm still stuck on that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love that kind of music.
Got a little Michael McDonald going on.
Barry Manilow, Michael McDonald, Christopher Cross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you can't get a date listening to that stuff, then what are you doing?
I don't even know. Know. Well, hi Tracy.
It's tonight for me. Look at this. I got a corner left.
You're gonna make me go and get the rest of my makers.
I'm not gonna make you do anything. All I know is this is a week and a half old. And it's taking up space. So the only the reputable thing to do, the responsible thing to do, is to just get rid of it, because otherwise I'll have to throw it away, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's no good. You can't be throwing that. That's called alcohol abuse. If you have to throw it away.
People in Kosovo are dying for alcohol. And my mom used to say, "Children in Africa are starving. You better eat it."
Well, send it to them. This is nasty.
Yeah. Way to package it up. Well, here's to good times, young man.
Thank you.
And cutting your beard. You cut your beard.
I did. I got my water right here. I'll cheers to that.
Every week.
I actually really do wish that I had the makers, and I probably should just go out there and grab it, but it's all good.
That's the last. That's the last of it. The apple.
Yeah.
So what you been up to? You and I haven't talked all week.
We have not. You've been busy, and I've been busy. It's been quite the time just trying to catch up with each other. We caught up for 5 minutes earlier today, and it was like, oh, I
5 minutes.
missed your call. The scheduled call we planned for 1 o'clock to catch up, and just didn't happen. So this is our.
Welcome
to our conversation, everybody.
You know why I missed that call? because I fell asleep sitting here at my desk. Then
Gee.
I wake up and get some more work done and fall asleep again. And I woke up 30 minutes ago. Right before
Wow.
Henry, we got a show. And I was like,
Yeah.
let me go
You
wash
still-
my face.
Are you still on the mend from last week? Because you weren't feeling well last week.
No, I had a sinus infection that would not go.
Oh.
It was like more than a week. It was like 2 weeks. And last week was the worst of it. I just went through boxes of tissue and I just couldn't seem to shake it.
That's miserable.
And it just wears you down. I was just tired all the time.
Yeah, Heather wasn't feeling well last week either. She kind of had all the sinus stuff going on. It's that pollen, man. No joke.
It's here.
Last night.
It's here.
Yeah, last night I drove here to the studio from my house to drop off the compost stuff from where I was cooking dinner. And I just drove over here and the headlights were on and it was just like dust
Snow
everywhere. It was awful. I was just like, oh, I don't want to breathe right now.
You know what? It hasn't even gotten bad yet.
Oh, I know.
You wait till after Easter.
It's oak and pine right now here. Oak and pine.
I've seen the videos of people cutting down like a pine tree this time of year.
And it's like a cloud.
It's huge cloud. And people in the Midwest can't even understand what we go through.
No.
And it's only like a month.
Right.
But it's a bad month.
It's a bad month. My seasonal allergies aren't as bad since I've started taking supplements, taking several different supplements that are good for immunity, and it seems to work. So I'm doing my best and taking those every day because so far so good. I haven't had any problems, and I'm usually the one with the problems. Although I do take an Allegra every day this time of year.
My brother stopped by the other morning, 7:30 in the morning. I get a knock at the door. I go to the door. I'm thinking it's UPS, maybe.
Yeah.
He's like, bam, hello. Because he had come down for a class. Didn't say a word, never told me. I hadn't seen him in 6 months. He just showed up. What's up? Like, how you doing? But he brought me a box of supplements. I don't even know what they are. I'm just taking them because he's a healthy guy.
Good call. Yeah, my wife is a doctor of Oriental medicine and acupuncture, so she's got me hooked up with the good stuff. So yeah. So Colleen popped in and she said, "I made it without forgetting or falling asleep." Hey, Tracy. And
what's up, guys?
Tracy says, "Hey, Colleen."
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Tracy, I need to talk to you. I need to send you a message, and I will, and either
Debbie's
tonight
here
or
too.
tomorrow. Hey, Debbie, I'll send it to you tonight or tomorrow. But I spoke with Colleen earlier today. I'll have an announcement tomorrow.
Well, hey, everybody.
About that.
Yeah.
So they were riding me in the group. They were like, "So is tonight the show?" And I was like, I just woke up. I mean, I just woke up. So, but it's been one of those days. When just like everything you touch. I've been working on this this newsletter that comes out of the recipe pantry, and it looks good. And if I send it to you in an email, it looks good.
Yep.
But if I copy the link and send that link to you, the text is the same color as the background.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Right?
Yep.
And so I spent 2 hours with Lovable trying to fix that. Either turn it all dark mode so the text would show up, because dark mode is what looks good.
Right.
And since we couldn't get that done, then just turn the text white or black so that it'll show up. So then now he turns the text black. Now the dark mode is black.
Now it's back in dark mode.
Everything is it was like opposite world.
Right.
So eventually I brought in the big guns.
Oh. You didn't call me.
Code.
Oh,
No.
Claude Code.
Claude Code in the in the terminal. That's the big gun right there. I took pictures, screenshots, and I said, you got to fix this. Plus I had posted it and told people to subscribe and da-da-da-da-da. And so it's out there in the world. And the thing is, I could take it down so I wouldn't get further embarrassed.
Yeah.
But no, I left it up because.
Hello from the Chicago suburbs, by the way, Colleen. My mother-in-law is actually up there right now. Yeah.
Is it still cold up there?
I don't know. Is it still cold up there, Colleen? It should be warming up. It seems like it's warming up everywhere.
You guys need to take some of this pollen.
It's all yours if you want it.
I went out and did something outside today and left my glass of water sitting on the table out there.
Oh,
came back in
bad
the house
idea.
and I was just messing around and I was like, where's my water? I opened the door on the table and it's got a film of yellow right on top. Yellow, you know the squiggly things that come off the pine trees?
Yeah.
That fall in everything?
Yes.
You had like 4 of those in there.
But so Colleen says it's 45 and warm with an LOL.
Jeez.
Oh.
What warm for us at least. That is pretty warm actually for Chicago at this time of year.
Yeah, we're 70 degrees with a high of 81 today.
It was 70 degrees there. The low? It was 55 was our low here in Florida.
Well, the low says it's 56, but right now it's 70 degrees.
Yeah, it was our high was like 80 something too. So yeah. It was nice. It was nice today.
Yeah. When we get out of in the South, when we get out of February, it's over.
Yeah. It's basically summer.
Yeah, it's summer again.
Yeah.
February, if we get some cool weather in February, we're good. December is hit or miss, mostly warm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're usually doing Christmas in shorts.
Yeah. We play football in shorts.
Oh my gosh. Christmas. What? Debbie says they have snow today. Where are you, Debbie?
That's crazy.
The chat's a little bit on a delay, so it pops up a little bit later. But
the thing you have to worry about in the South,
she's probably in North Dakota or something like that far.
Yeah, like Cheryl.
Yeah,
like Cheryl. Yeah. Cheryl's up there in the tundra. The rule of thumb down here is this kind of weather lulls you into a false sense of security. Lowe's starts putting out all the gardening stuff.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gets that gardening feeling, and then you start planting your garden, but you
plant that garden before Easter.
Yeah. Never plant before Easter.
Right.
Because it will get you.
It will.
We'll get a frost and a heartbeat and kill everything. And Lowe's is counting on that because that means you come back.
Yep. Hey, Rhonda, by the way.
Rhonda, what's up? Rhonda has been baking her behind off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Debbie says she's from Dartmouth at Nova Scotia, Canada. So that explains the snow. Okay.
That explains
I gotcha.
It right there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Say hello to Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right next door.
Right up there with you, man.
You're making me jealous.
Yeah. Every time I turn around, I look at what Rhonda's got going on. Rhonda is baking like every day. Lots of stuff. Yes. And I can't even possibly keep up with that. So what am I normally doing on Thursday?
Baking. I totally expected for you to be breaking out a loaf while we're in the show. That's kind of our norm these days.
I know.
Is there something in the oven right now?
No.
Is that what I heard? That bloop? Or was that here?
That was there.
No.
I got into that. You know how sometimes when you have baking days, but then in between days you feel like baking or cooking or something.
Sure.
I had that feeling yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bake something. So I made these gorgeous, delicious blueberry scones, man.
Oh, those did look good. You showed me those.
God, those will melt
melt
in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Please, if you like scones, like really fancy biscuits with blueberry,
Yeah.
they're on the recipe pantry. You've got to go try that recipe. It's so good.
Oh, rare appearance. Are you ready? Cheryl, are you talking about me again? Yeah, we are. Always.
All the time, Cheryl. All the time.
Cheryl, we got to talk about those buns. Girl, those were some good looking buns. Those buns look so good.
She's got plump buns.
Yeah, they were big and round and
fancy buns.
Fluffy looking.
Shiny buns.
Those are some some really good looking buns. Not even being silly. I mean, seriously, they looked great.
Yeah, she
posted them yesterday? Day before yesterday? I was so excited that I came across them. I was like, oh yeah. It's time to tell Cheryl nice
something
buns.
Else yesterday that were really nice looking. She's a Cheryl is an accomplished baker. She really is.
Absolutely.
And she's so you can count on Cheryl. She's always there. So I posted in the academy that I was jonesing to bake something. What should I bake kind of thing? And it kept coming up. Carrot cake. I've never
is that why you made carrot cake? You've never made carrot cake?
Never made a carrot cake. And so I'm in the refrigerator messing around. And I open that bin at the bottom that stuff goes to die. I'm usually looking, when I open that, I usually am looking for something to come out. But I realized that my housekeeper came. She put my big bag of carrots that I had bought down in there. And I opened it up and I was like, there my carrots are. Huge bag of carrots.
Out of sight, out of mind is dangerous.
It's especially for me because things go into my refrigerator to die. I am not a leftover eater at all. I need to, and I try to. If it sits right in front of me in the refrigerator, I'm good. If it makes it past that first little rank, it could be there for months. So
that, there are lots of people like that actually. You're not alone. You're not alone.
If it's in that bottom bin, you can forget it.
They say that about like the ADHD mind is that out of sight, out of mind. It literally just disappears. Like you forget about people that you don't talk to for a long time or see anything from. You just like forget they exist.
I do. And
that's why I always message you periodically. And it was like, hey, I'm still here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's one of the reasons ADHD people keep all the tabs open on top of their computer is because
if it's not there, it's gone.
You're not going to work on it.
Right.
And I end up working on 7 or 9 things at one time. And I leave it up there because I come back and check and I go, oh, I was supposed to be doing that. And I go to do it.
Yeah.
But people like you'll work on a couple of things and finish it. I work on like 9 things. And
not always. I can't say that is true about me, honestly. I do get hyper focused and I get into a deep dive of getting something, whatever it is, done. And I will work relentlessly at it. If I get interrupted too many times though, I may not actually finish. That happens often. I'll get derailed. My daughter actually, it was weird. We were watching it was the thing about Charles Dickens. It was like The Man Who Invented Christmas. And he was talking to the characters and like the characters that he was creating, he was talking to them. Heath Harrison says, I currently have 17 tabs open.
Heath, I'll play tab poker with you any day.
You remember Heath? Heath helped us test this platform out. Yeah,
that's right. I like Heath.
He's a good guy. He and I worked together periodically, and he did drone footage of the Renaissance Fair, which I definitely will share with you. I'll show you.
Please.
Really cool stuff. But we never talked about the Renaissance Fair, did we? Because
no, not since you finished it.
Oh,
tell that
wow. Story. Oh my gosh. Talk about ADHD. We're jumping topics left and right here.
I know.
But I don't remember what I was talking about, so I guess it doesn't matter.
See?
I just closed the tab. I forgot all about it.
Yep, it's closed. It's gone. It means it's either finished or it's never going to get done.
One day I'll remember it, and we'll come back to that topic. But no, the Renaissance Fair was a huge success. You know, I think I estimated that we would have like a max of like maybe 500 people, right?
Right. And that would have been challenging it. That would have been
we served 1,000 people. Yeah, double the expected maximum. We served 1,000 people, and less than half of them were scouts and scouters. They were from the public. They just showed up. I was like, yes. My signs worked.
Like? What was
my
that
advertising?
Like when you got finished. All that worked.
Oh, it worked. It worked. And I mean, so I did all the planning for it. You know, I really mapped it all out and did all the planning, and then had to change some of my plans. But then I had a team that showed up. We did it with 17 people on our staff. 17. It was crazy. It was crazy. I can't believe we pulled it off with 17 people. And I could
what
not
time did you get out of there?
Well, I mean, we got out of there like we left the next day, like 5-ish. So
no,
I mean,
that night, the night that you had all those people there.
It was a 9 to 5 event. It was a 9 to 5 event. So we worked 9 to 5. Then we got all the vendors out of there, and then I had to go to Cub Scout fire at Whipple Circle because we did a Cub Scout crossover for AOLs. Yeah, I know. Why did I pile that in there together? I don't know, but it was so fun. It was nice. The scouts were I just put them away, but as the scouts crossed over the bridge, we stuck with the Renaissance Fair theme, and Chris, our CEO, he was there in his King Chris outfit with his crown, and he had a sword, and he knighted them as they crossed the bridge. And then I handed them a neckerchief slide, you know, the little slides that you hold your neckerchief up. Yeah. And it was an exclusive
thing on it.
Yeah. So this was an exclusive. I made it. It was a shield with a sword down the middle of it. And there was a silhouette of a dining hall table. So we knighted them knights of the dining hall table.
Oh man. That just means so much to these kids.
Oh yeah. It was so nice. It was fun. And
that reminds me.
They got the first ones. They got them all, you know.
So you're going to be what now? They're going to force this on you, but it's an honor. It's a big deal that you're going to be what?
I'm going to be a camp director, or the camp director. I'm a co-director. There's another guy named Quinn. No, there's another guy named Quinn that he and I are going to train at the same time so that we can beat each other's backup. So if I'm not available, he could take over. If he's not
how many
available,
people are you over?
Take over.
How big of a deal is that?
I mean, it could be really big. It could be 1,000 people one day. It just, you know, it depends on the events. Winter camp was the biggest winter camp we ever had, and we had over 400 people camping. That was just scouts. Jeez. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Did you ever get those that group that you were thinking about going to talk to and inviting them in? The ones you and I talked about.
Oh, you know, you lost me. That tab. Did I close that tab?
Yeah, you did. It was a predominantly black group of
Oh,
kids that
oh
were
yeah.
ideal for your to be in your organization that there
I,
just weren't, and you wanted to
yeah.
approach them.
Well, actually, Demetrius, if you're watching, you owe me a phone call, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Demetrius is the president of the Carver Center,
Hmm.
where a predominantly group of Black young people meet after school and they get some tutoring and they work on things together, that kind of thing. And yeah, absolutely, scouting is ideal for them. And I don't want them to have their own group. I want them to join us because
Yeah,
we're in Paxton. We're we're also, we're rural just like they are because they're only one town over.
yeah,
And
and there's no sense, and this is
no,
the
why?
time, that age is the time to mix them up
Oh,
so that they
absolutely.
can, because they have so much more in common right now
Yep.
than they ever will, and
Yep.
they'll grow up and say when they're 30 years old, I was in scouts with this guy,
Yep.
and that will inform their being and everything throughout the rest of their life.
Yep.
They won't be
And
able to develop these stereotypical uh, ideas that other people will give them because they've been involved with people other than themselves.
yeah.
And it's an enrichment. It's important, I think, it is as important to learn to do all the things that scouting teaches you to do. I
Yeah.
mean, it's exactly what scouting teaches you to do.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. Today we were hosting a guest, and it was a lady named Yogi, and she was, among many things, she was the first Black person in our area to do a lot of things. And they were working on the American Heritage uh, badge and also Citizenship and Society, which was recently canceled by um, the Hegseth. I don't even want to call it what he calls it.
DEI.
I think, he- well, yeah, that's what it was about. It was
Yeah, I
about
know.
removing it from scouting, and uh, and it also that particular badge also talks about people that are different, like people that are different races, different religions, different sexual orientations, all the things that might be different about people. It discusses it and it just talks about how to, you know, live amongst one another and be
Because
good
we're
people.
here. We're
Yeah,
all here.
exactly.
You're not going to
So
change people's behavior by disliking them.
no, absolutely not. And ah, that
That's a
that's a
political
that's a
thing.
huge it is
It
huge
is.
can of worms. It's a huge can of worms.
Listen, I have never met a transgender person that shot up a school
No,
or or has ends up on the news for beating up somebody or anything.
no,
Anything.
no,
I have, and
no.
I may have my personal beliefs about sexual orientation, but
Right.
generally those will come from my lack of exposure. I tend to think. I learned that
Hey,
lesson when I was young. My dad told me one day, my dad and I were hanging out after school. He was a science teacher, and I always hung out with him because I had to come home with him. So I hung out with dad. And I was
yeah.
always in the science lab and hanging out there. And there was this teacher there that was a huge country music fan. So when the students were gone, it was after school, he would crank it up in his lab. And I came back to my dad's class one day. This must have been in the 9th or 10th grade. I said, God, I hate country music. And it struck him. My dad's into music. It struck him, and he stopped
Yeah.
me and he said, son. Now this is back in the day when Motown and all of that, and you were expected to, that's what you were
Right.
expected to like.
Right.
And he said, son, millions of people like country music.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, chances are there's something about it you're missing.
Yep. Yeah.
You're
That is a very good observation because, well, think about Think about how everybody was down on rap. Who
Yes.
who likes rap the most? Is white kids.
Yeah. Well, you just
Love
if
it,
you
you know?
anytime there's something outside of your familiarity, your comfort zone, especially when there's someone else telling you the thing you're
Mhm.
unfamiliar with is a problem,
Right.
it's easier for you to believe that it's a problem.
It is, and people believe what leaders tell them.
Tell them.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
true.
I have a woman that comes in and helps me out around the house once a week, sometimes more.
Yeah.
Um, and she's Hispanic, and her
Mhm.
husband owns he drives a really cool truck. He owns a construction company,
Hmm.
and she's retired and older, and she just wants something to do. So she doesn't have to work, but she is like my friend that comes in and cleans my house and helps me out.
Right.
And her son, her grandson rather, at school had um, "ICE is going to get you" painted on his locker,
Oh,
and
no.
all kinds of stuff like just ridiculous. I went through
That's so
stuff like that. Being a
senseless.
being a black kid in an all white school, you're gonna get, that's gonna happen if you're an all white kid. If you're a white kid in an all black school, that's gonna happen. But to
Right.
have it happen, and she just to see her, just to see how that impacted her,
Oh, yeah.
and I know
That's
that.
scary.
Listen, I was outside
I mean,
today.
it's pretty much a burning cross.
It is. It's the same thing. It's the same
Oh,
mentality because someone told you that the people that are picking cabbage and working in the fields doing stuff that you and I are not going to do
right.
are a problem. And
Not at
I'm
all.
outside today. I'm outside and I hear hammers down the street. Tick, 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 ah, bah, tick, ah, bah, bah. Somebody's getting a house built and
Mhm.
it's nonstop. And I have seen these same guys. They're like ants. They will descend on a property and work,
Yep.
and you won't hear a sound. They're no talking to each
Mm.
other except hollering measurements and this and that. No clowning around. And the
Right.
next thing you know, you go inside, have a sandwich, come back out, the roof's done.
Incredible work ethic. Eth ethic.
In the
Why did
hot
that not come
sun.
out right? That's great. I
So
mean,
what I'm saying is, but you let one of
I
them
got a
that's
lot of
among
respect
us.
for that, honestly.
I
Hard
got a
work.
lot of respect.
It's respectable.
And they're and people are hungry. It's not just Mexicans, it's not just them. It's
No,
anybody that
no.
looks different from you. It's anybody
Right.
who, um,
Might be less
things are
educated.
if things are tough on you, or your group of people, and I wanna
Yep.
lead you, and I tell you the reason that the things are tough on you, the reason it's tough is because of them. It makes it a little easier for you to
Yeah, you gotta have a
dislike them.
scapegoat.
Yeah, and the chances are you don't know any of them.
Mhm.
And how many of them do you see after the sun goes down? How many of them are causing any trouble that you are aware of? How many of them do you know? You don't know them.
Right.
Let me get off my
Well,
soapbox.
and but no, actually, Cheryl just commented with something that makes a lot of sense. Exactly what you're saying. I think there's a tendency for people to be somewhat fearful of those who are different. It challenges their
Yes.
comfort zone.
Yes.
It definitely does.
You know,
Yeah.
when no matter who you are, what country you live in, whether you're in Bolivia or Botswana,
Right.
you go home at night and hug and love your children. Kiss your wife, have dinner, you're worried about their future, you
Mhm.
love them, you love each other, but somewhere there are other people looking at whomever thinking they are either less than or they're somehow genetically predisposed to X, Y, or Z. And that is
That
not the truth.
that is just BS, isn't it?
Which is why I went down that road because I knew you were talking to these kids, and I thought it was important that you put some seasoning in the pot, as it were.
Yeah, sure.
Because
And when Yogi came and she was speaking to a group of mostly white kids, but we have two kids that are mixed race in our group.
Mhm.
And anyway, so she was telling all these stories about how she was in 19 this is
Excuse me.
crazy.
Go
Sure,
ahead.
sure.
Listen, my light went out.
In 1983, she was the first black woman to work, or black person in general, to work at the Piggly Wiggly in Florala, Alabama.
Huh.
1983.
Yeah. That's not, listen,
1983. That
I
wasn't that
know.
long ago. I mean, it was long ago, kind of, but it's like 40 years ago. But
Doesn't it seem
still,
like just like yesterday?
yeah, yeah.
So I'll tell you my story sometime
I think
at
I
some
was in
point.
second grade in 1983.
I
Something
don't
like
even want to tell you what grade I was in.
that.
But when I was growing up, my mom and dad were teachers. And in
Yeah,
South Carolina, you didn't have, if your parents were teachers, you could go to whatever school that was convenient for them
right,
because they had to go sometimes they had to go out of district to
right.
teach.
Sure.
And if they it was an incentive to teach. You take your kid wherever you want. That was
Yeah.
convenient.
Pick the
Generally,
best
that was at
school.
your school. So
Right.
my parents sent me to what they thought were the best schools, which were all white
White
schools.
schools. Yeah.
I went to Bradley Elementary, and I was the only black kid there. But at that
Mm.
age, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I just was a kid there, and everybody else knew it. Be
Look what
careful,
Tracy
Dave.
said.
One of us graduated high school in 1983. Jeez, you're a kid. You're a
Oh,
baby.
I guess. Such a baby.
So
47.
I'm the only black kid at Bradley. Then
Yeah.
my mom and dad take me to the next school, which was Burnside. Maybe 2 or 3 other black kids there, and then Kaufman Road Middle, only black kid there, 1 or 2 maybe. I
Yeah.
was in the band. Now I know all these kids, all these years. I sound like them. I talk like them. I know
Right.
them. Then we hit middle school,
Yep.
and that's where the all black schools and white schools collided and mixed. Good luck. Here we go. This is your school. Good luck. My dad's a disciplinarian and science teacher at this school.
Yeah.
First day I show up at lunch, half the cafeteria is black, half the cafeteria is white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking out with my tray, and I don't know any of the black kids. I just know the guys I grew up with. I
Right.
sit with them. And you talk about getting picked on. Why you talk white? Why do you talk like that? Why do you sound like that? I would come home and stand in the mirror and talk and try to figure out what they were talking about.
Because you just talk the
And
way you talk.
because I'm an Oreo, apparently. And, my parents just kind of let me go. I was playing on a little league baseball team, first black kid to ever play in that league.
Mhm.
And first pitch, first game, I hit a
Yep.
line drive back to the pitcher, hit him in the groin,
Oh,
cut him
Jeez.
somehow. Blood. I'm freaking out as a kid running to first base. I run to the pitcher's mound to see if he's all right because I know him.
Yeah, sure.
And they're like, get back, get back. And then you could hear in the crowd what people were saying
Mm,
about, first of all, me even being there. I didn't
right.
even know what was going on. So my parents told me about it later. Well, at the end of the year, we ended up, the way it ends up is the team that wins the championship, that coach gets to pick the all-star team for your division.
Yeah.
He gets to pick so many kids from his team because they won, and 2 or 3 kids from all the other teams. I had the highest batting average on my team, most home runs on the team, most home runs in the league, most valuable
Mhm.
player on my team. Making the all-star team was a shoo-in. And I'm sitting on my dad's bed because, there was a phone in the kitchen and a phone in your parents' room.
Right.
I'm
Yep.
sitting
That's how it was in my
sitting by
house
the
too.
phone. 10 o'clock at night comes. Dad says, son, go to bed. There's, they could call you tomorrow. There's 2 nights. I go to bed. Next night, I'm sitting there again, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, I'm still sitting there. And he had apparently gone and talked to some people and came in and talked to me and said, that call's not going to come.
Yeah, man.
But I was
You're
crestfallen.
devastated, I'm sure. Yeah.
I made it the next year. My brothers
Yeah.
after that. But to have to go through that was the first time I realized that there was something wrong with me.
And nothing wrong with you.
Right. Well, how are you going to tell a kid that? You wear glasses, something's wrong with you. You're fat, something's wrong with you. You wear braces,
Yeah.
something's wrong with you.
Hey, that was
I've
that
got
was me. Except for I wasn't fat. I was scrawny, but
I've got
glasses,
I've got something
braces.
on my I've got something on my skin I can't get rid of, and something's wrong with me. And I don't fit in either place because I don't sound like them, don't know them, don't have anything in common with them. And over here, I don't look like them. But you know what? I wouldn't change not one bit of it because you learn how to live in that world and how to live in that environment and that people aren't so different. The things I was dealing with over here was the same stuff I was dealing with over here.
Right.
It was just coming from 2 different places.
Mm-hmm.
When I started working in television, I was the first account exec ever to work at CBS. I was the first account exec ever to work at Fox. I was the first one to work at the radio station. I was always the first or the only.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I get out and I start baking bread. How many men do you know that are bread bakers? Yeah, but there's not how many, but you can count us. You
Right.
can count us.
Yes, you
go
can
look at
count us.
Instagram.
It's pretty small.
And then of the group that are men, how many of them are black men?
Like 2
Like
that I
6.
can think of.
I know 2. Me and I know 3. And one of them is in Paris.
Mm.
The other one's in Chicago.
Yeah.
So my family was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You're baking bread. Okay. And wait a minute.
Hey, I have something to say to all the naysayers of our past. You ready?
Yeah.
Just look at our chat right now. Who's got all the ladies? These guys.
And you look at Facebook, 82% of your audience is women.
Yeah.
And you got 50,000 of them. And so you're doing something right at some point. And
they like us. They really like us.
It's because we're so dang handsome.
Dang right. Look at us.
No, it just puts us. It just puts us in a position to I don't know, just not give a hoot.
Yeah.
To not care.
We're real. That makes a big difference. People appreciate genuine people.
Well, I'll tell you,
and I know I can say that about you. You're one of the most genuine people that I know. You genuinely care about so many people.
It's because I'm a sap. I cry at movies, and I'm a sap. But I tell you what I did. I used it as a cheat code when I was in high school, junior high school. I had to have an elective, and I didn't need PE because I was playing ball.
Right.
So came down to the wire because I'm a procrastinator, and I had to take an elective. So the only thing left was home economics.
Oh, I took that too. It was great.
I took home economics. I was the only guy in the whole program. And at first, you're in home ec, guys
It
on
was
the
me and the
team,
foot. It was me
ball
and the
team.
football players.
Yeah, well, I was in, yeah, well, they weren't. They were in shop, and
Uh-huh.
I was in home ec until about seventh period comes along late in the day, and I would come out of home ec with these cupcakes and
Mm-hmm.
cookies, and everybody's
Yeah,
hungry. Where'd you get that? We made those today in home ec. Walking down the hall, hey Henry, how
Mr.
you know her?
Popularity all of a sudden.
How
Hey.
you know her? Home ec.
Mm-hmm.
And then a
Mm-hmm.
few months later, I had to have another elective. I got smart. I took typing,
Oh,
and
I
it's
I did too.
there you go.
The same
Took
semester as
typing.
home ec, actually.
I was the only guy in that place, and man,
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
smart.
Keyboarding. It was keyboarding when I was in school. I didn't
Yeah,
have
no, we
typewriters
didn't.
anymore. It was keyboarding, but
We were inventing computers for you.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's what we were doing.
I
We
was one
were
of the only people that
inventing
I knew.
computers.
I knew Windows better than my teacher knew Windows, and I her password was so easy to figure out.
Really,
So one day I decided we were going to take a free day, and I locked everybody out of their computers.
dude.
I don't know what's going on. It worked last period. Ha, ha, ha.
You're bad.
And then then at the end of the class, like 5 minutes before class was up, I put in the password and unlocked all the computers. And then it was like, well, it was too late. We don't have
Magic.
time.
They blamed it on AI.
There was no such thing back then.
I know. But today they would blame it on AI.
It was like Windows
They do.
3.1, man. It was old.
Man, I'm a gadget guy down
Yeah,
to
me
my
too.
core.
Yeah.
And when computers first came out to like home computers,
Yeah.
I had to get one. Didn't even know what I was doing. Hooked up to you've got mail
Did you have
and
a wait?
AOL.
Did you have one before that? Did you have a Commodore 64 or something like that?
No, I
I had a
wanted one.
I had a
But
Tandy TRS 80. You
see,
remember those?
yes.
You had to program the whole thing all the time. It's like
Yes.
it came with a book and it was like, here are the software, here's the program. Get to typing.
You see, now you learned when it was first hitting the market, and you had to pretty much teach yourself to be a programmer in order
Oh,
to
yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then it became something that your kids could do
Right.
because all that hard stuff was out of the way. That's what's
Mhm.
going on right now. That's what's
Yep.
going on right now is
Yep.
that people who are into the same kind of technology are learning all of the what is a terminal, what does
Right.
it mean to have an agent in a browser? They're deep, they're in it. And
It's
pretty soon it's just going to be like, what? Just do it.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to take over the show, but I am really excited about something I just launched.
Oh, oh, go for it. What's up?
I told you about it.
So I need to get the QR code ready.
No. Yeah, next week you do. Next week you do.
Next week. We'll have it next
Because
week.
today it was I'm sitting here and I hear cha-ching and I thought, what? That's new. And it was somebody buying my platform.
Ah, so you finished.
I finished it.
Good for
I was
you.
scared to death. So for those of you who don't know, I use y'all know me. I like to build apps for bakers, recipe apps. Um, Candy or Colleen will call me or message me and say, "I wish it could do this," or "I wish it could do that," and then I spend the next half a day making that happen because I not only because I
Mhm.
know they need it. If they need it, then other people need it, but I enjoy it. So I build using today's technology, and in order to do that, another thing is I teach a lot. I love to teach and I don't have the setup to do video presentations and the stuff that you see on Instagram and TikTok. So I will use the tools at my disposal and do videos that hopefully they get some benefit out of. But it
Yeah, they're
requires
good. They're good.
that I use a number of different AI tools,
Right.
right? Before I started the academy, I used to be really afraid of even saying that out loud. But now I don't care because what is it? The thing about using a bunch of AI tools is that if you work on your brand voice with ChatGPT
Yeah.
and to generate images or to work on things that you're going to post on Instagram or on Pinterest, and you
Mm-hmm.
finally get it to where you want it, and you go over to Claude to write your blog posts or your posts in the community or whatever, they don't have any idea of what you did. I'll go to Perplexity and say, I need you to do some research on topics that we're going to use for our podcast with Rachel Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Research weird, strange bread related incidents that happened in history. And I go, oh, that's really good. This is exactly what we want to do. We got 30 things on our agenda, and we're going to put these on our content schedule. And I go back to Claude to maybe even write about what it is we're going to do. But Claude has no idea what we did over here. And it gets to be cumbersome. You know this.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because all of them have memory, but they don't have it's like hiring
They don't talk to they don't
5.
really talk to each other.
They don't talk anymore.
You have to be the intermediary.
You do. And you end up copying from here, putting it over here, copying from there, putting it over there. And you've got 5 employees who are brilliant, but they're in silos, and you are running between them, trying to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
built what I call the AI backbone. It's
Okay.
a layer that all of them refer to and write to whenever we finish working. So if I work on whatever it is I'm working on, I get a report every morning, and at the report tells me all of the stuff I need to work on and what to do,
Right.
and it writes that to the AI backbone, and all of the agents know exactly what went on in the past 48 hours, what's going to happen in the next 48 hours. That Colleen's got a problem going on with her sourdough starter and she's all upset about it. Or Cheryl's had some success with inclusions or whatever. If I thought that was important, then when I go to Claude to write the posts for tomorrow morning that have to do with the bread we're baking this weekend, Claude is aware of this.
Right.
So I call it the AI backbone.
Yeah. So are you going to tell everybody how you do that, or you want to tell me later? I don't want to let all the secrets out of the bag.
Well, it's I thought if it was helping me as much as I thought it was helping me, then other people would benefit from it. So how do you put it in other people's hands?
Make a course.
Right. So
make a course, because you deserve you figured all this out, so you absolutely deserve to make money doing
here's the thing. I started another community that is not going to take all the effort and energy that this one does by any stretch. The only reason it's a community is because I can put the backbone there. I can put other things that I use there. And if you come along and say, oh, I have that same problem, there's a place for you to go get it. Okay. I don't have to be in there all day. I don't have to do any of that. It runs itself. And it's $97.
Okay.
The fact is, it should be $1,500.
Yeah, probably.
But it's $97, and I've had 4 people now using it, and it works better than the recipe pantry newsletter.
Wow.
And so I started it with my son, and because he uses a bunch of different AI models, and
Sure.
I was testing it on him, and it was
Mhm.
just a little bit over his head because it's a little bit over my head. It
Right.
was a little bit over his head. What is a repository? What is Vercel? What is a GitHub?
Right. Right. GitHub
So
is kind of the central place
it's like a
for
file cabinet.
all kind of projects like that, not just
Exactly.
AI, but yeah.
Right. All kinds of projects go to GitHub.
I'm explaining that because not everybody knows what GitHub is, but that's
Yeah.
what programmers use to drop. It's called a repository. It's where you put your programs that you're working on, and you know you share that information open source with the public.
Yeah. Somebody else can if I go there and there's something that you're working on that I can use
Right.
it.
You can snag
And
some code and use it and just
but this was
do what you got to do.
complicated because it was over my head because I'm building it on the cutting edge of my knowledge.
And you're
Farther
not a
out.
programmer. You're not a
I've
programmer.
never written a line of code in my life.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to explain it to him. So here's the what I thought was the smart part. In the middle of the night last night, I said, "Well, wait a minute." I went to Claude in the browser, I mean in the terminal. And I
Terminal.
said,
Okay.
"Why don't you write this up? Write up the whole course,
Yeah.
all the steps to implement it, all of it, the instructions that we would give somebody, and put it in a markdown file, which is a file that's easier read by an AI. Put it
Right.
in a file that the people who buy it or come along and want to use it, they can just take that file and give it to their agent, and the agent will set it all up for them."
Nice. That I didn't know that
It's
was called Markdown. Like that's interesting because HTML is a markup language.
Yeah, it's a markdown file. It's an MD
So
file.
markup is for people and markdown is for machine. Got it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of weird. Look, you can read it, but it's kind of all this
Yeah,
funky
it's not
text and
not
all that.
exactly English. Yeah.
So it'll set up the whole thing for you, and it'll get to a place where it would require maybe a credential of some sort, like to get into GitHub. It'll stop and say, "Dave, I need you to do this part. Just put in your credentials. I'll turn my head, and you put in your credentials."
Yeah.
And then it picks up and keeps going.
Nice.
So it'll get the whole thing set up, and it's called Get. Let me try to remember because I bought this. GetAIBackbone.com.
Okay.
Simple.
GetAIBackbone.com. I like it.
And if you got a bunch, and what surprised me is, because we talked about this before, I don't use Gemini a lot.
No.
You don't either for like
Heather, my wife does, but I don't use Gemini that well. That's not really true because I actually do use Gemini, but I use Gemini more like Google because it's part of my smart
Yeah.
home setups.
That's what I do.
So it's more like Google to me. But yes, I do use Gemini. I just don't use it like my wife uses Gemini. She uses Gemini like you use GPT, and like I use Claude.
Like I used to use GPT.
Yeah,
But
true.
so once you hook up all your models to the backbone,
Yeah.
there's a seeding. It's called a seeding document that you
Mhm.
give each of your models, and they then regurgitate into a file everything they know about you. All the stuff
Mm.
you've worked on, everything that's important, all of that file then goes onto the backbone. Now, all of the AI know what every other AI knows.
Okay.
And so when I gave it to Gemini as an afterthought, because the guy who bought it uses Gemini, and I said, I better test it because let's see. I handed it to Gemini, and Gemini just like swallowed it. It was like,
Really?
okay, I'm done. What else you need to do? And I was like, that was easy. Do you want me to tell you everything I know about you? I went, yeah, just put it in the backbone.
What?
Just put it in the
Wow.
backbone. He was like, "Pfft." I gave it to Lovable.
Okay.
Lovable can't do it.
Really?
It's self-contained. It's
Yeah.
it's a self-contained thing, but it did take the seed document and it gave me all of what it knew about everything I've ever built. All the little projects that never see the light of day. It gave me all of the background for that. Now, all of them know it, and it's scary because you're used to going over here and asking about that, and going over here and asking about that, going over here to do this. And now you can just ask, and they all know.
That's wild.
It's magic, is what
That
it
is.
It's
That
magic.
is wild.
It's magic. The window is closing though, because if I thought of it, then there's a better one somewhere. Somebody else thought of it. I know.
You know, that's the way it goes, right? It's like you're always on the cutting edge of technology, and then
For about
everybody else gets
15
it.
minutes. For about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was for me in the printing industry. I was the only guy with a vinyl cutter for miles and miles in Atlanta. And so I built a business. This was 2000, year 2000. And I built a business where I was cutting player names for like basketball, baseball, soccer, football jerseys because I worked in the sporting goods industry. I worked in a sporting goods store, and we would buy pre-spaced player names. First we had individual letters. We'd put the individual letters on there. We'd put a piece of Teflon over the top, and we press it on the shirt, and then you got your name and your number pressed on there. Well, then when vinyl cutters came out, Stahl's, a company in Michigan that was the provider of the individual die cut letters, started doing pre-spaced player names, and they were using a vinyl cutter to cut them in reverse so that when you put them on the shirt, they were in forward.
They were forward.
And it was really quick, and you heated it up, then you ripped off the strip of Mylar and you were done. No laying out individual letters, trying to get it all centered and all that stuff. And it was just not something that people were doing, except for Stahl's, the company that made the letters. Well, Stahl's,
Man, you and I would have good partners.
Stahl's sold some of their machines after a couple of years, and they sold them for half price. So $4,000 machine, $2,000. I was like, okay, Dad, I know I'm still in college and I'm young and all that, but I think I can make some money with this. And I told him my business plan. He said, I think you can make some money with this too. So he loaned me the $2,000, and I bought a used machine from Stahl's. Well, we were ordering them, and they were taking a couple of days to get there because they were having to come UPS. But I was able to get material and cut the names the same day and deliver them to surrounding stores that day or the next day, depending on, my workload. So I made $10,000 in profit the first year. That was just through baseball season. So I had a gold mine there for a minute. And then, machines started becoming affordable after like 3 or 4 years. And I wasn't the only game in town. But for a good 2 or 3 years, I was like one of 5, I think, machines in the whole metro Atlanta area that was available.
You and I would have been
just
a good
something right
partnership
there.
back in the day, because I was in advertising and
Oh, for
marketing,
sure.
and you were like specialty marketing, specialty advertising.
Yeah. Yep.
We could have
Yep.
me and a couple of guys, over a couple of drinks one night, decided to create an advertising agency called Harleston and Broadwater, our last names.
Nice.
And because it sounded like something corporate, professional,
Like a law firm.
Hunter,
Yeah.
Harleston and Broadwater advertising, da 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 da. We were like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, well, it
Yep.
lasted until we sobered up. I
Yeah.
want to see if this will work.
So I see you've added something to the thing. If you can't make it work, I can click the button to make it work.
It's not the one I would show if I were going to show one, but I just wanted to see if it would work. And
All right. Do you want me to play it?
yeah, let's play it and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, let's get you set up. I'm Henry, and I built
See,
the AI
this is the one
backbone.
that did it wrong.
You just made a really smart
Take it
move
down.
because what you're
We'll put
about
it
to
on it. There's
install
one I
is
wanna
the
show you.
exact system I use.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
put it
not
in.
you.
No,
I'm
I put it
Henry.
into Google Notebook, and I was like, I need a slide deck. I'll do the rest of it myself. And it decided to do my script. And I was like, who's she? Why is she talking about me? Hold on one second. Can this thing play YouTube video? Ooh, there's counterculture
No.
with Henry and
I don't.
you don't think so?
I'm going to remove the source of your video, and then you can replace it like you did a minute ago. Because if you do it again, it'll just pop up the same thing. I learned that lesson before.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I removed it as a source, and now you can just add it. You can add a new source with a new video.
Does will it play?
I mean, while you were talking, I made you a QR code.
You know what? I was going to say that. I was going to say
There it is,
something.
right there, next to my head.
You are the man.
I think it belongs. It belongs over there, though, next to you. I'll take counterculture.show.
Bring it over. I'm gonna. I want to see if, and I'm not gonna just kill my mouse like this. That's a nervous thing I do when I'm doing something.
Don't be nervous. Only friends here.
It's a nervous habit. I feel like I'm being pressured because I'm looking for something online. And
you could just show us next week. It's all good. Show us when it's ready.
it is ready. It is ready. I just need to get it. Here
Is it going to say, "Hi, I'm Henry"?
Just stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. All right. Now I got to figure out where you are. There you are. Now, will this play? Will it upload a link?
I don't think so. Are you talking about on YouTube? I don't think you can make YouTube your source. I'm pretty sure you can't. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I don't see a place to drop that in. You could share your screen though. Press H.
Yeah.
From inside Restream.
Try that.
Okay. All right.
So
Imagine you
let
go
me
out on
set
a
this
first
up.
date.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just, it's incredible. You talk for hours over dinner. You establish this really profound connection. They learn all your quirks, your long-term goals, even like your weird preferences about how you take your coffee.
Right, the really specific stuff.
Exactly. And you leave thinking, wow, we really built something here. This person gets me. But then the next morning, you meet them for that coffee and they stick out their hand, give you a completely blank expression and say, "Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?"
Oh man, total absolute amnesia.
You would lose your mind. I mean, you would have to start over every single day.
Yeah, you
That's
never get
the
anywhere.
opening.
But if you, and I'm talking directly to
pitch.
you, our resident learner, if you are using
Okay.
multiple AI tools right now to build a business or organize your life or just learn new things, that is exactly what you are doing. Welcome to
So
the deep dive.
It's a really frustrating reality.
that's the pitch. It sets up, it describes your pain point in a way hopefully
Right.
you can relate to, and then it offers the solution to that through the AI backbone.
I got you. Well, I mean that cartoon dude was playing her anyway. He was not sipping that wine. The wine never
No.
touched his lips.
So how do you know how I did that? I'm a part of another group called AI Storytellers that tells stories using AI, and I just wandered in there really So
Of
I
course you
wanted
did.
the 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 slide deck didn't have a slide or two that I could use that matched what they were talking about.
Right.
Because it's two different things. With Google Notebook LM, it does a two-person podcast, which is separate, and then there's a
Yeah.
slide deck, which is separate. They're not meant to go together.
Right.
So I have to prompt it, give me a
Mm.
slide deck that matches the script of the
Mm.
note of the two-person da 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 da. And it gets close, but a lot of it's just, one slide on the screen for way too long.
Right.
So in my mind, I thought, I know what I want to do. And I went and had Gemini generate the image of the couple at dinner, and then an
Mm.
image of the couple walking out down the street, and then an image of the couple meeting the next day.
It's cool. It's
And
cool
then
imagery.
and then turn those, and you don't want to fool people, so you make it
No.
sketch art.
Right.
Like,
Right. It
'cause
kind of
I think
reminded me
people
of Take on Me,
take on me.
the mi-
That's
the mi-
exactly
the
what I was
music
thinking.
video. Dun 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 dun.
That's exactly what it is. Take
Yeah.
on me.
Yep.
And
That's the one.
but so then you take it to Gemini Video and say, animate this, and then
Mm.
describe how you want it animated.
Yeah.
And then it did, but she talks for so long on that little opening clip that I had to run it twice
Okay.
instead of continuing it, because that would have just taken too long. I
Right.
just ran the same clip twice, and I thought people will just think he drank twice.
Well,
And
and it worked because that's what I thought too. But he didn't drink. I noticed.
yeah. But and only nerds are going to be watching this or are interested in this, and they're
Yes.
going to know how pain in the butt it is to generate
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they'll forgive you.
Yeah.
But somebody who's
Well,
not a nerd is going to go, he didn't drink that. I don't want to buy it at all. I can't. They can't hear anything else that has to do with it
incomplete.
because that was a mistake.
Oh my gosh. Well, so I guess you have to go to Gemini Video now because Sora is no more.
What?
Yeah, they
What?
cut Sora. I literally saw
What?
this yesterday. OpenAI cut Sora. It's done.
I thought that they're coming out with a new product that they're
They might
bringing
be.
Sora in, they're bringing Codex in, they're bringing GPT 500, somewhat whatever it is in.
If they are, they misquoted it terribly in this article that I was reading about how they just nixed Sora.
They're working on some really deep stuff behind the scenes, and
Oh yeah.
it may have something to do with that.
Yeah, well, they going back to politics, they
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 I don't
kowtowed
know.
to the government. Not happy
They
about
sure did.
that.
No,
Not happy about
neither
that
did.
at all. So
Which is, my decision to
applaud it
leave.
is.
My decision to not do so much work in GPT was not because of the politics, but
Right.
when the politics happened, I was like,
Yeah.
we
don't need
I'm
that.
good.
I mean,
But
they've lost so much money from people unsubscribing.
yes.
Yeah.
And what people are doing is they're going and doing exactly what I said. They're taking a prompt and well, you don't have to do a prompt. You can
Yeah,
go
you
in and
don't.
say, give me your data, give me my data.
Right.
And in a
Right.
day or so, depending on how much it is, you'll get an
Right.
email with your data.
Yep.
Which I thought was big of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it still works like that. Maybe they took that away. They're like, oh,
I don't
wow.
know.
The mass exodus
Anthropic,
is
though,
happening.
it's huge, but Anthropic is the good guy on the block for now.
Yeah.
And they have some integrity and character. The way their system is set up, it feels warmer.
It
And
always has, though, and I've seen a lot of interviews with their CEO, and like he seems like he seems like he could be on our show and just
he's
chat
a
it up with us,
good,
and
just a
seems like a
good guy.
good dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Totally
he's
agree.
at the point now where they're big enough that he can just say, I don't care.
Right.
This is the way I
He
want to
made
do it.
he made a strong moral decision, and he's being rewarded for that good moral
Huge.
decision.
Yeah.
And as he should. The good guys win for once.
For once. And that's my whole point with AI. You cannot let the bad guys win, because the bad
Right.
guys are going to put out trash. They're going to do dangerous stuff. It's the
Sure.
stuff that's going to make the news, the stuff that
Right.
sells tickets.
Yep.
But you and I, the little guy, the technology is allowing us to help people in ways my crayons could never do.
We have a question from Heath.
Sure.
Says, Gemini recently stopped its AI voiceover on its vids. I use this on a weekly basis. What do you recommend I use in place of this?
11 Labs.
I knew that's what he was going to say. 11 Labs. Yep.
11 Labs.
They have the very best AI voiceover.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And,
Definitely.
And don't get
Descript is not bad, by the way. Descript has gotten better. And Heath has Descript. He has Descript. So you can use voice to text on Descript, and it's not bad.
So
it's not as good as 11 Labs, though.
No. Heath, let me tell you something, though. The way Anthropic is working Claude into the world with skills, it can bring in 11 Lab voices. So
like a plugin?
It's like a skill, yeah. So today I discovered a new skill that Claude can edit your videos. So one of the biggest pain points for me is I will download a slide deck with 20 slides.
Right.
And then I'll give that slide deck to Claude and say, give me the script that matches the slide deck. Then I take the script over to 11 Labs where my voice is and do the voice, and then take all of that back to CapCut and put it together to do a tutorial.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps. So this new skill allows Claude to edit your video for you. And I go, what?
Wow.
Wait, what?
Wow.
So I uploaded
At what
it.
quality? At what quality?
Same quality. It just does what I did.
Wow.
It's like me. It's a skill. So it can either watch me do it and then do it, or you can describe what to do. And then once it does it a few times, it'll come back and say, well, there's a more optimal way to do this that you didn't think of, and we'll do this. So I asked it, I said, so I'm still trying to do it now myself. I said, so I've downloaded all the slides. I've downloaded the voice. It's in, he had to do part 1 and part 2 because it won't let you do a whole big old long script. And Claude said,
right. How long will it do? Or
I gave it, 11 Labs can only do like 5,000 words at a time.
Oh.
So if your script is longer than that, you just cut it at a smart place and then do it again with the second part of the script, and then just put them together in CapCut.
Oh, okay.
So when I got finished with the slide deck, I just downloaded it as a PDF first, gave it to Claude, said, this is what I'm working on. And Claude was like, huh. And while he was saying, huh, I was over there getting the voice, getting the individual, clicking on individual slides, save as, put it in the folder, save, come back, click on the next slide, doing that for 20 slides, creating a folder. So I can put them individually in CapCut.
You know what we need to do?
I already got.
Claude
said, I already got the slides. He said, I already got the slides. Give me the voiceover. I was like, well, what? So I gave him the voiceover. He's like, I'll be back in a minute. Are you kidding me?
Really?
This is a new downloaded skill. Yeah, it's just he can watch what it is, my workflow. But in this case, he just knew what to do.
Wow.
And it's like,
I recently downloaded the desktop version of Claude. I was always using the web browser version of Claude, and I recently downloaded the desktop version of it. And it seems like it's a little it's new. It's new.
It's
But
new.
I think it's okay. I think it's
Co-work.
okay. I think
Does it have 3 at the top? Does it have Claude, Claude Co-work, and Claude
yes,
Code?
yes. Yep.
Okay. Claude is going to be the same one you always had.
Right. Right.
Claude
How does
Code,
coworker work? I know about code.
Co-work. I don't like Co-work because I have Perplexity Computer and it
Oh,
can do more.
okay. Okay.
So Co-work is one of those things that you can say, go out, take a look at my website. What are the flaws? What's my SEO doing wrong?
Okay.
Go look
All
at my
right.
competition.
So
come
it's
back with a
it's the
plan.
it's the eyes. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it can
I
go
gotcha.
out and do stuff on the computer.
Right.
But Perplexity Computer is slick. But you don't need any of those anymore because you can download the proper skill and Claude Code can do it. Claude Code can do it. So I go in, and it's a task. So I wake up at 7 in the morning and it's done.
Interesting.
Once you start using the desktop version, and I'm going to give you all these skills.
Yeah.
Because you just give the skill to Claude and he just internalizes it and learns it. And then it's like Neo in the Matrix. I need to learn Kung Fu. And then and he knows Kung Fu.
It's crazy.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I just had my head deep in it. That's why I'm so in it. But I've been deep in it for the past couple of days.
Well, so I was going to say, Heath. Heath has a really good voice. I don't know if you remember, he's got a lot of deep timbre to his voice. Yeah, he's got a lot of bottom. And his voice would be a really good one to clone on 11 Labs.
Yeah.
Does he have an announcer voice?
Keith,
if he doesn't, he can come over here. But Heath is a DJ, so I'm sure he has a decent mic somewhere.
No.
If not, you come use this because this is a really good mic right here. This
V63. What 11 Labs is going to do is going to ask you to read a little bit of a short snippet, and then it'll generate 3 versions of your voice.
He said that's coming in spring of 2028.
What? No. Man, go to 11 Labs, get it done.
Get it done.
Heath would be a good person to test out the backbone if he's got it. If he uses multiple models, I'll give it to him.
You heard that, Heath? We got you, bro.
Yeah. You're the winner of tonight's free backbone drawing contest thing.
That only one person was in.
You're our lucky
the only
winner.
Contestant.
Yeah. Because you figure out all kinds of stuff. The more people get to use it up front.
Yeah, for sure. And well, Heath is actually a great one to give that to because he'll tell you if something's not right also.
Yeah.
He'll tell you that for free too. Right, Heath?
That's when this from building websites and pages.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. When you build something like that and you get it right, people are afraid to then debug it and check it because it looks good. It's like Jenga. It looks good.
Yeah,
I don't really want
try not to break it. Don't want to break it.
I don't want to know what's wrong with it.
I will
until you
break
get other
them
people
every
crawling.
time. I'll break them every time.
People crawling through it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind. But with my recipe pantry,
yeah.
Was it Colleen or Candy? Candy was posting in the group these 2 pages, like PDFs that she had been writing on, keeping her notes, like what she did. You know how you want to change a recipe or add inclusions or something that's not in the recipe. You want to keep notes. She
Right.
was doing that manually, page by page, and posted it in the group. And I said, we can do that. So the new thing is there's a little button at the top of the recipe pantry that you can click. It's called Baker's Log. And you can log it automatically populates.
Come on, Baker's Log.
It automatically
Star date
populates
what?
the fields. Star date 112896. Baker's Log.
You nerd.
Everything is Star Trek.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it populates the log with the starting data from the recipe initially, and you can adjust it, change it, make it yours, save it, print it, whatever. It's a new free addition to what I think is already a spectacular app.
Nice.
And I got really tired of the one sheet. People got complaining about the one sheet because I don't ever print the recipe because I've got it on my phone. I got it on my computer. I don't know what to print. I know it looks good as a PDF.
Sure.
But it was printing 16 pages.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Yeah. That was a goof.
Problem.
It's good you fixed it.
And nobody said anything. It was just like one person said something and I thought, what? Wait, what? So now we have
tells you how many people don't print off the PDF.
Right. Now they do, because there's a really fancy one sheet that not only gives you the information off of the recipe, but it also shows you course material that's in our classroom.
Yeah.
That will help you understand it. So if it has to do with temperature or hydration or fermentation or any of the things that you could understand better by what's in our classroom, those links are automatic, are right there on the one sheet.
Yep.
Videos, everything.
Well,
can't go wrong.
All right, buddy. It is time for us to close this out. Thank you all for coming in and interacting. It's been a couple of weeks and it's been really good to be here and be with everybody and just chat, catch up, all this stuff, man. We've had a great show. So thanks everybody for coming, and thank you for.
This is what happens.
Yeah.
When I drink.
That's not why. That is not why. But don't forget to subscribe to Chef Dave Palmer,
please,
and Henry Hunter Jr.
Yep. All the stuff that's in our classroom is on my YouTube channel. And guys, subscribing and liking makes a huge difference in what we're able to do. It's not always just about us. It's about what we can provide you guys, and those one or two little efforts make a big difference.
Absolutely. All right. So Heath, I want you to hang around. I'm going to send you a link to join our chat in the back room. Everybody else, we bid you a good night. Thanks for watching Counterculture. We'll see you again next week.
Yes. You don't have to leave, but you got to leave. We're turning the lights out.